Hello everyone, it's Sal, Stretford Post. How you're doing? And welcome to another episode of Breaking Dawn. I hope everyone's doing great. Everyone's doing well. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me. Before I start, please, guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and smash a like on the video. If you guys can do that for me, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Thank you everyone for joining me this morning, of course, guys. So what's going on? What's going on in the world of Man United? Let me just post this up. I haven't even posted this up yet. So what's going on in the world of Manchester United, of course, guys? That's what I hear you cry, of course. Well, you know what? There's been news about Jim Ratcliffe again, in the news again, about raising ticket prices and stuff like that. Ridiculous stuff like that again, guys. You know what? The poor people suffer again. The poor people, the poor Man United, the peasants. That's what we are. That's what Jim Ratcliffe sees us as. Jim Ratcliffe sees us as all peasants. We're all peasants. We don't deserve. Please, sir, can I have some more, sir? That's basically what it is, as I said weeks ago. It basically wants to take more money from the poor to feed the rich. Again, guys, this is what's going on at the moment. Nothing has changed in regards to that. Feed the rich, feed the greedy rich. That is what it's all about. Do you ever see Jim Ratcliffe taking a photo with a normal person? Do you see him ever taking a photo with one of us peasants? Because basically that is what he sees us as. He sees us as bloody peasants, the absolute disgrace, crumbling old man. That's what he is at the end of the day. And you know what? Raising ticket prices again. Season ticket prices will rise by 5%. Of course, guys, again, the only solution is that we raise ticket prices. This guy is so out of touch. This guy is so out of touch. Raising ticket prices whilst, you know, calling Joel Glazer a lovely guy. He's a lovely guy. What an absolute disgrace. The Glazers are lovely people. The Glazers. Oh, yeah, the Glazers. The Glazers, I think they're really lovely people. Really lovely people, the Glazers. Joel Glazer, oh, my God, I wouldn't mind having him at my wedding. At my wedding, I wouldn't mind. I mean, you're not married, Jim, because you're an absolute dinosaur at the end of the day. Yeah, no, you know what I would say is that, you know, this guy never flatters to just, you know, it doesn't, just never deceives. What I'm saying, I'm lost for words, guys. That's the first, isn't it? At the end of it, he never ceases to amaze me. You know, he always outdoes himself. And that is obviously, you know what, incredible, because when I think he's gone low, he goes lower, and he doesn't stop. He's relentless. Like I said yesterday, guys, you know what? I said, what did I say yesterday? I said, basically, you know what, this guy, he never mentions how much money is coming into the football club. He always mentions how much money's there is never a positive saying, oh, we got money coming from there. We got money coming from there. We got money coming from there. It's always take. What is coming out of the football club? That is all what he talks about. That is all he's interested in. This crumbling old man is telling us about what is coming out the football club at the end of the day. This guy, target this guy, get this guy out of our football club. He is an absolute fraud. Let me get through some of your comments, of course, guys. Big up the legend that is Tyborg. How you doing, my friend? Good morning. Very good player. But the Premier League, yes, I'm going to get into this one. Could be a different price tag. Let me get into some of the more, of course, positive news in regards to Manchester United, of course, guys. A little bit more zealousy news, of course, guys. Let's get into it. Of course, so one of the first players that I'm going to be speaking about is a player who plays for Eintracht Frankfurt. His name is Hugo Ekitike. Hugo Ekitike is a player that I mentioned in the summer. He plays for Eintracht Frankfurt. He is a centre forward, a French under-21 international, 3 caps, 2 goals. Of course, his contract expires in 2029. His price tag is around 40 million euros, guys. So the great thing about this player is that he is prolific. For a 22-year-old, he is pretty prolific for his age. 13 goals, I believe, in 25 appearances, something like that. For a 22-year-old, it's not too bad. But what I would say is this, right? We need ready-made strikers, in my opinion. Ready-made strikers that are going to score us goals straight away, not having to wait until they get used to the Premier League and stuff like that. I firmly believe, guys, and correct me if I'm wrong, Man United need to bring in a Premier League proven goal scorer. I think they need to bring in a Premier League goal scorer. I like Hugo Ekitike. I think he's a good player, of course, good player, a young player, suits our style of play kind of thing. But I do believe that Man United, in a striking sense, need to bring in a proven Premier League goal scorer, in my opinion, of course, guys. Of course, I could be wrong, but I do believe this. He is just a centre forward, no other position. He plays as a centre forward, quick player, you know what, and a decent player, to be honest with you, for 40 million euros. That, of course, will go up in price, of course, you know, in regards to Man United tax and all that. That will go up in price as well. I think that will go up to about 60, if we're being honest. So, do we really want this player, you know, at the end of the day? Do we want this player? Do we want a player that is relatively unproven, you know, and has to bed into the Premier League, so to speak? I personally think he's a great player. He's a good player. And I trust Jason Wilcox in regards to this player, of course. Obviously, I mentioned this player in the summer. I did mention him in the summer. I've spoken about him. I've spoken about his talent, and he's a very talented player. I'm not saying that he's going to come to the Premier League and absolutely flop. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that Man United right now need players that are, you know what, 25 and above, actually scoring goals in the Premier League. That's what I would say at the end of the day. What are your thoughts on that, guys? What are your thoughts on that? Let me know what your thoughts are on that, guys. Let me know. Of course, guys, and thank you so much, guys, for joining me today. Of course, everyone, guys. Absolutely. Kenny, what's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Ticket price increase again. I was pre-planning to come to Old Trafford next season, but nope. It's only 5%, Kenny. It's only 5%, Kenny. Don't worry about it. You'll be able to go. If it's just you, you'll be able to go. It's £2.30, £2.50 per ticket. If it's just you going at the end of the day, you know what, you can, it's not bad. It depends how much you're paying for the ticket. If you're getting it on the private market, so to speak, or you're buying it officially from the club, it depends. But when you're going to a football match and the season tickets are the ones that are being risen 5%, apart from the under 16s, the season tickets are the ones that are being raised in prices, plus £2.50 on tickets. In reality, you know what? Okay, right, fine, £2.50, right? It's the problem arises when you've got a family of 5 and family of 6 that you have to pay for. That is when the problem arises. The season tickets are going up in prices. As I said many times on this show a few weeks ago, they are looking to erase the season tickets. In my opinion, guys, I think they're going to abolish season tickets. Season tickets are going to be abolished. Trust me. They're trying to make Man United a rich man's hunting ground. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to make Man United a rich man's club. Man United were built by the working class man and woman, as I've said many, many times. But, you know, they are trying to make Man United unaffordable. They're trying to change the people who go to see Man United and, you know what, narrow down the kind of spectators that they want to go to see Manchester United, which is an absolutely disgrace at the end of the day, if I'm being honest, guys. So, again, raises. And what concerns me is that all he cares about, all Jim Ratcliffe and Ineos care about is raising ticket prices. There's no other solution. He doesn't talk about how we're getting money from there, how we're getting money from here, how we're getting money from there. As I said yesterday, I mentioned how much money we get for finishing, even if we finish 13, which I don't believe we will. We'll finish above that. Even if we finish 13, we get about 30 million, right? And they don't want to talk about what's coming in because they don't want us to know about what's coming in. They just want to talk about, you know what, things are so difficult, you know, we're going to have to cut this as well. We're going to have to put up the season tickets. I really feel for you. I'm from a council estate in Manchester. No, you bloody was not, you bloody lying little git. You were not a bloody git. You were not, mate, at the end of the day. You're an absolute prick, mate. If you think you're in a council, I was from a council estate, mate, at the end of the day. I was from a council estate. Bloody idiot. You know, he talks so much crap, I swear down. Let me just write this tweet. There you go. So, Earthfan, what's going on, my friend? I don't understand why we're going to fragile players. EPL is tough and Amarim requires physical players. Jordan Strachan. Why are you talking about Gordon Strachan, Earthfan? Earthfan, it was chipped out by Alex Ferguson. How do you know that the players I'm mentioning are not physically strong? Mate, you didn't even know. I gave you a picture of a Marseille team. You didn't even know that it was Marseille in the French league, mate. So you're talking... Oh, God, blimey. You're going to get crucified, mate, because you don't do your research. You should really do your research, mate, at the end of the day. You know what I mean? God me. No wonder bloody Trinidad and Tobago don't do well. The ball knowledge. It's Dalot bloody flipping thingy. I know you're not Trinidad, but I'm just saying. You're South African. So explain to me if Trent leaving Liverpool, by the way, he is not signing or leaves Liverpool, why no club is not bidding for him other than Real Madrid? Probably because of his age, Paul. I think he's getting on a little bit, and the price tag will probably be astronomical, wouldn't it? Is if I'm not right, I think let me see when his contract expires. Trent Alexander-Arnold, right? Let me have a look. So Trent Alexander-Arnold. So if we look at Trent, so let's look at his contractual thing, of course. So if we look at him, yeah. So basically, 75 million, guys. But his contract expires in the summer. So I don't understand that. You make a good point there, Paul, because I don't understand that. I really don't understand why he would only be showing the interest of Real Madrid on a free transfer in 2025. You know what I mean? So that is a good point. That is something that we need to look at, in my opinion. Absolutely. That is a good point. Why is he only, showing interest from Real Madrid? I mean, Real Madrid's big. I mean, it'd be a good move for Trent Alexander-Arnold, of course. It'd be a good move for him. I'm interested to see Arne Slot. I'm interested to see how Arne Slot deals with building his own team, because I've said it a long time ago. I don't think Arne Slot is particularly a great manager. I think he's all right. I don't think he's a great manager. I think he's been incredibly fortunate to have been given a team that is already ready-made available, in my opinion. UK Darren. Sal, what do you call him? No. Sal, what did you call him? I called him many names, UK. If you're talking about Jim Ratcliffe, I called him a many name, mate. I'm tired of Jim Ratcliffe and his, this is what he does, right? He goes, wow, that is Jim Ratcliffe. Wow. You can tell a person when they lie when they don't look at you dead in the eye. That is what I'm talking about. The guy's a liar, and people are falling for that tramp. Absolutely. Absolutely. Afro suit. Morning, Sal. Anana looks like the time bomb had ready to explode. Ready to explode, actually. Every time I watch him, I'm not comfortable. Another keeper priority this summer. I agree with that Afro soup, of course. Now, I'm going to get into it, guys. In talking of goalkeepers, of course, talking of goalkeepers, Manchester United have Lille goalkeeper, Lucas Chevalier. Lucas Chevalier is a goalkeeper that Manchester United are interested in. He is only 23 years old, and he is a Lille first-team player, highly talented, up-and-coming player. Chevalier, of course, who has their first-team player for Lille, whose contract expires in 2027. He would cost around 30 million euros, of course. Now we're looking at and offloading many, many players, of course, guys, for Manchester United at the end of the day. But you know what? Chevalier is a goalkeeper that is highly thought of at Manchester United. Does look like Onana is fallen out of favour with Ruben Amorim. It does look like that Ruben Amorim wants to move Onana on. If we can move Onana on, we can get a transfer fee for Onana, and that would be good. It would go straight into our pre-season kitty, of course, guys. Absolutely. Absolutely. So Lucas Chevalier is a goalkeeper that we are interested in, of course. If Trent leaves for free, then this could be a disgrace for Liverpool management, because Trent is through and through Liverpool boy. I mean, I don't know whether they got an option to extend the contract. I don't know whether they can extend it by a year, to be honest with you, at the end of the day. But, what I would say is that he don't want to sign a contract. I've been hearing things about him not getting on with Arne Slot. I've heard that. You see how it is, guys. You see how it is. It's very difficult to replace a guy like Jurgen Klopp. Jurgen Klopp was like a father figure to a lot of those players. He brought through the likes of, obviously, Trent Alexander-Arnold. And you know what? They've done a lot together in regards to winning things and stuff like that. Yes, Arne Slot's going to win the league. He's really fortunate, Arne Slot, because not only has he's been given a team that is generally, fixed. He just needs to press play, tell him to go out. He's also, come at a time when the league is not at its best. I think the league season has been incredibly boring. I think the league season has had no competitiveness. I think there's only been Liverpool who have been consistent. Man City have dropped off. Chelsea dropped off. Arsenal dropped off quite significantly. Man United have dropped off. And all these teams have dropped off. So they basically had a free ride to the league title, so to speak. You know what I mean? And you know what? He's been very lucky. If he loses Trent Alexander-Arnold, if he loses Mohamed Salah, it'd be interesting to see how he would cope. I guarantee you he will be a casualty of the Liverpool job very, very soon. He'll get sacked. Jim Biden, absolutely, Jim Biden. He's an absolute clown, he is. Morning, Shah. What's going on, my friend? Morning, Shah. I have to say, get at least 26.4 million for Onana in order to make the loss in FFP books. I don't believe any club will pay that for Onana. A lot of that, mate. I think there is some teams in the Middle East who pay that for Onana. I do believe that there is. He cost 50 million at the end of the day, didn't he? I think there are teams that will pay that much money for him. I think it's either if we can get that off our books, that would be fantastic. But it's going to be difficult. I don't like this FFP, this PSR business. I'm really tired of it. I think it just makes football more difficult. I think it doesn't help anyone. It doesn't help the smaller teams either. So I would say that, we can get around that much money. 26.4 for Onana. Of course we can. At the end of the day, I think we can get back 28, 29 million easy. Real Madrid always hunting for free transfer. The contracts are running down. They are, actually UK down. They do that surprisingly. Do you know what I mean? They do that surprisingly. I'm surprised that they do that. They're very self-sustainable. They're very smart. The thing about Real Madrid is that, they recognize the talent when they see it. And, they really miss, don't they, when they come to buying free transfers and that. But the thing with Real Madrid, they don't only buy free transfers, they buy expensive players as well. Everyone knows that Trent Alexander-Arnold is a great wing back, of course, brilliant wing back. And you know what? It would be a good addition to Real Madrid, definitely, and would help them in regards to their attacking prowesses on that side. I would say that, Real Madrid do need to fix up their defense a little bit. I don't think their defense is the strongest. I feel like they will improve with Trent Alexander-Arnold, in my opinion. Shah, plus, would the player want to leave? Probably not, Shah, but if he's been told that he's surpassed the requirements, probably he would. But I don't think that Onana is the right goalkeeper for Man United. But you know what? What I would say, if there was a choice, Shah, if there was a choice between a defender, a midfielder, and a striker, I'm going with outfield players first. I think we should concentrate on the goalkeeper last. Because we have a goalkeeper, I think we should concentrate on the goalkeeper last, to be honest with you. Because Onana can be there for now. But he does have to improve on his mistakes. He's always prone to mistakes. Every time there's a game, he's had a mistake in him. I would say the last few weeks, though, I have been pleasantly surprised with Onana. I think he hasn't had any crazy moments. It could be to do with the fact that we're playing, Leicester City, teams like that. You know what I mean? That could be a thing, of course. But I just feel like Onana causes too much anxiety, especially it causes anxiety for us, let alone anxiety for his own teammates. Do you know what I mean? UK Darren, Real Madrid use their aura in order to get players for free. Yeah, Shalom, they do. It is Real Madrid at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Everyone wants to play for Real Madrid, so to speak, don't they? If I was Trent Alexander-Arnold and I've played for Liverpool for so long and I've, God forbid, I wouldn't like that, definitely. Okay. Ooh. You know what I mean? I wouldn't like that, playing for Liverpool for so long. Definitely not, all those rats. But to be honest with you, signing for Real Madrid would be attractive. It would be an attractive proposition, definitely. You know what I mean? I would say that. And, sometimes you get to a point in your career, especially like 26, 27, where it is a good time to move. It's a good time to move, to be honest with you. Earthan, you legend. Ineos are in debt. They are planning millions of Spurs. We owe the millions. It is cost them millions. Sack Eric Ten Hag. They scramble, but a layoff. People of services debt. There's problems looming. Yeah, Earthan, there is problems looming. But what I understand about Ineos and to Jim Ratcliffe, I don't give him a sir. I don't think he's earned it, in my opinion. What I would say is that he has money. He has money, but he wants to. He doesn't want to spend his own money. He wants to spend the minimum amount of his own money as humanly possible, and he wants to lay off people to use Man United, just like the Glazers, to buy players. Now, Man United will buy players this summer. I tell you, and Man United will buy players, but what they'll do, they'll pay for players in installments. You know, a bit of money there, bit of money here, bit of money there. That's what they'll do. Now, we're going to be in more debt anyway. Man United are debt, riddled with debt, and that is mainly because of the Glazers, of course, and Jim Ratcliffe. But you know what you're going to see in the summer? What you're going to see is this, right? You're going to see Man United signing players. And what's going to happen is that a majority of the fan base are going to be like giddy. They're going to be happy. They're going to be, they're killing it, cooking. Jim Ratcliffe's cooking. You know what I mean? But at the same time, they're going to forget about how many people they laid off, how many people they made unemployed. You know what I mean? And there you go. I would say that you're going to be surprised how much money we spend. And you're going to think, where did we get that money from? You're going to say, where did we get that money from? How comes we're spending, 200 million in the summer? Where did we get that money from? We will make money from Anthony. We will make money from Rashford. Rashford relationship is dead. Sancho will make money from Sancho. Sancho relationship is dead. Anthony's the only one who can actually revive his career, but Man United want to sell him as well. So that's 3 players are going to make money straight away off the cut. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. So Luke Shaw needs to leave the football club. Tyra Malacia won't be staying at this football club. We got Diego Leon and Dorgu. Lindelof and Eriksson are leaving, along with Johnny Evans is also leaving. So there you go. There's a bunch of players right there that will leave the club and save a couple lot of money, which will be reinvested into the team. John Tech, what's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Talking Keepers, go and check out Read It VTech. Yes, of course, I know about him, my friend. Absolutely. He used to play for Man United, Junior Tech. Of course, he's currently a keeper in the league, 3rd overall. Yes, John Tech. Big up, John Tech. Thank you for that information, my friend. I believe he used to play for Manchester United, did he not, Johnny Tech? So I know all about Read It VTech. I'm also a big fan of many goalkeepers, including Donnarumma and players like that, of course, goes Kova. I was a big fan of Kova, who left Man United and went to Bayern Leverkusen, of course, which I feel at the time was a big mistake in my humblest of opinions. Earthman, the legend is back. Onana may be error-prone. I blame the goalkeeper coaches for not improving him. However, the Vardy save could have changed the game completely. Goalkeeper is not a priority. Not a priority, but I don't think it's the goalkeeper coaches for his mistakes, Earthman. You can't teach a 27-year-old mistakes and no mistakes. He should be he's at his best himself. You can't blame the coaches for slipping a ball against Wolves. You know what I mean? Or was it Palace or Wolves? He makes a mistake every game, and that's down to him. Accountability is very important. No, goalkeeper is not important, but at the moment, it's important, but it's not a priority. I agree. But I would say is that he has to take accountability for his mistakes. Don't go blaming people for his mistakes, because he's made schoolboy errors in which I would have saved, to be honest. Jonatech, he's still a Manchester United player. He's on loan. Yes, Jonatech, I agree. Thank you so much, Jonatech. VTech is a Manchester United player on loan. But you know what? What I would say is that don't he have an obligation to buy it on loan at the moment? So Man United might make money from him. So I think that Man United should get him back. This is what I'm saying, Jonathan. Man United should get him back. And he is a Man United player. I'm saying was because I believe there is an obligation to buy it. I believe Man United want to sell VTech, if I'm not wrong, guys. Of course. Put Bruno in Arsenal and they will win the league. I think Arsenal miss a striker. I think Arsenal miss a striker, if I'm being honest with you. Absolutely. What to improve? What do you improve a 27-year-old, Kosovo? I don't understand that. If you're 18, 19, a goalkeeper, I would understand. But what is there to improve on Onana? He's himself. Inter Milan would tell you that. Inter Milan, listen, why did Inter Milan take the money? Quick, take it, go. Why did they do that? Why did Inter Milan take the money so quickly? They're laughing at us. Listen, guys, I have a lot of connects in Italy. And they are laughing at us. They said, we could have told you that. We could have told you about Onana a long time ago. We could have told you about that a long time ago, about his mishaps and stuff like that, of course. For me, the priority position, 1 right wing back, I agree. 1 midfielder, 1 striker, or 2 number 10s. I agree, Shah, with that. I agree, absolutely. 100%. No obligation, just a season-long loan, but killing it in there. Stats are very insanely better than Onana's. Jonatech, if that is the truth, Bring him back. Bring him back. Because you know what? But I have been told that Man United want to cash in on VTech. Man United want to cash in on VTech. Because he's doing so well, Man United want to cash in on him. So why don't we get him back? We would save a lot of money. Sell Onana, bring in VTech, save money and buy a new goalkeeper. I'm tired of Onana. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm tired of him. I'm tired of him. You know what I mean? He makes great saves. Don't get me wrong. He makes great saves, but he also contradicts it by making silly errors as well. So, and plus what he does, he gets the ball. He's not a ball-playing goalkeeper. You know, I'm a ball-playing goalkeeper. I'm Brad Pitt if he's a ball-playing goalkeeper. That guy gets the ball and kicks it up and to the forwards up front. That's what he does. Big up, Jonah Tech. Yeah. It would be, look, I would say in regards to Bruno, I agree with a lot of what has been said. I agree with a lot of stuff that's been said. I agree that football is just, we don't deal with absolutes. Football is not as simple as people think. Football is not, you put Bruno there and he's going to kill it. That's not how football works. At the end of the day, football is Bruno is a stat player, right? I understand what certain players are saying. Certain people are saying. But he's the only stat player we have. The likes of Paul Scholes, Roy Keane, Beckham, Gary Neville, all these players were better team players than Bruno. Better team players. The overall picture was better with them on the pitch. But I would argue that, you know what, I would say that Bruno came at a time when we are at our worst time, you know, and it is a little bit unfair to put criticism on Bruno when he's the only one. He may be a stat padder to some people, but he's our stat padder and he's our only stat padder at the end of the day because we don't have anyone to put the bloody ball in the back of the net. No free kicks, no penalties, no goals, no nothing. I don't care if he's got 43% goals from penalties. I don't care. At the end of the day, he's the only one who makes things happen. Fan, legend. Thanks, Al. Concerning Jim Ratcliffe Company's financial position is going to affect our club. Ineos is a brand and United is a brand at this stage. Their brand may damage United's commercial pool. You know what is the most important thing for Man United this season? To qualify for the Champions League. If Man United don't qualify for the Champions League this season, I believe Man United will lose branding. Absolutely. Man United need to be attractive in the branding in a commercial sense. At the moment, Man United are not attractive in a commercial sense. But if Man United win the Europa League and qualify for the Champions League, Man United be a much more attractive proposition to potential sponsors and commercial outlets, etc. What I would say is this, right? Is that Manchester United have become a brand. You know, we used to be a family club, but it's the way of the beast, nature of the beast. At the end of the day, you know, I would say, fan, and you know, we're being dragged down, we're being manipulated down a road that we're not, you know, that's not who we are. Jim Ratcliffe is lowering standards. Jim Ratcliffe is lowering expectations. Jim Ratcliffe is making things sound so bad so that when Man United do foul in the transfer market, he's already laid the foundations there to say, well, you know what? Jim Ratcliffe did say that, didn't he? He did say that, didn't he? And that is what he does. It's a manipulation. It's a business tactic. That's what they do. Even though he has the money. Honestly, as much as Onana gets coached, it doesn't change the fact that he is an error-prone keeper. And that is it, Kenny. You know, you remember, guys, do you remember David James? David James, who used to play for Liverpool many years ago. Do you remember David James? And David James used to make a lot of errors. You know what? He was like a donkey, right? David James, right? And he was one of the biggest problems in the England national team. England back then had a great team. That was the team of Rooney, Owen, Beckham, Scholes, Lampard, Gerrard. That was that team, right? But we had David James in goal. We had Sol Campbell, John Terry, Rio Ferdinand, you know what I mean? Ashley Cole. But we had David James in goal. And he's probably one of the worst goalkeepers I've ever seen. You know what I mean? And to be honest with you, you know, he was always prone to mistakes. Even when he was a kid, he was prone to mistakes. He made mistakes. And he kept making those mistakes throughout his career. Some people will be bozos. Some people will be geniuses. Some people, you know, some things you can't teach people. Some things you can't get out of people. You know what I mean? It's like squeezing water from a stone. You can't do it at the end of the day. You can't improve at 27, fan. You are what you are. What is Onana then? Not a ball-playing goalkeeper, not a shot. So is he even a goal? Absolutely, Shah. I don't think so, mate. I think we've been frauded, Shah. Absolutely, absolutely. Big up, Pearl. What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Greetings from Singapore. Big up. Singapore annoys me. His long balls upfield and giving the initiative back to the opposition when he kicks long balls. None of fine. Our players, it makes me livid more than his errors. Yeah, he doesn't give the back line any confidence, fan. If you're a defender at Man United and you've got Onana behind you, do you feel confident? Be honest. Would you feel confident with Onana behind you? Would you feel confident that we got Onana there? Not like having Van der Sar or Schmeichel there, is it? At the end, or Donnarumma or someone like that of that stature. Would you be confident having him behind you? Now, guys, a little bit of other news in regards to Manchester United. Manchester United are fishing for more players, of course. And you know what? I'm spinning around. Move out of my way. Look, it might be spin. It might be not. You remember that, guys? Spin that wheel. Here we go. The next player is Ayoub Bayodi of Lille. Again, another Lille player, a central midfielder, 17 years old, guys, who currently plays for Lille. 2 caps for the French under-21s, guys. Ayoub Bayodi. Bayodi, if I'm saying that right, Ayoub Bayodi is a player that Man United are highly admirers of. He is a very good player. 25 million euros. He would set Man United back. Contract till 2027. Of course, guys, central midfielder. But not only a central midfielder, Ayoub is also a defensive midfielder, guys. He is a French and Moroccan player and is a right footer, guys. 25 million euros, of course. Ayoub Bayodi, a Moroccan guy. Sorry, guys. Ayoub Bayodi is a Moroccan guy player. Man United are very interested in. Only 17. He's only 17. Absolutely. And it is 25 million euros. Central midfielder, defensive midfielder, of course, guys. Tough nut as well for his age. Subject to popular belief on this stream. Tough nut. Absolutely. Remember, brands like Adidas don't want to be associated with organizations or individuals who might be brand risk. Yeah. We don't. The stipulations are found in certain contracts are performance based. Some things are performance based, like bonuses and stuff like that. Adidas could pull, like Adidas. I don't think Adidas have this, but they have been known to have this in the past. They could pull the sponsorship deal for Manchester United, definitely. Guys, we're going to be sponsored by Puma soon. This is what we're going down that road at the end of the day. We're going down the road of Puma or Umbro. Let's go back to Umbro. Forget it, guys. Let's go back to Umbro. Let's get Reebok back. Let's do that, guys. Absolutely. That is the direction we're going for, of course, guys. Hummels. Let's go for Hummels. Remember Hummels? Hummel. What is it? Hummel, isn't it? One of the old school ones, of course, guys. Let's go back to them days. Absolutely, guys. Absolutely. But you know what? It is an absolute disgrace what's been going on at Man United. And every time I turn around, every time I turn on the social media platforms or I turn on the TV, I'm seeing cuts. That's all I'm seeing, you know. And there comes a time when you have to start saying to yourself that, you know what, what's going on here? Why is this keep happening? Of course, you know, at the end of the day. And why does he keep bringing negatives? You know, when he was the one who facilitated the Glazers, he was the one who went to bed with the Glazers. You know what? I want to see someone ask him that key question. If you knew Man United was so in debt, if you knew that Man United couldn't thrive without, you know, having a full buyout, why did you facilitate the Glazers? Why did you save the Glazers? That is what I would ask him. Why did you feel the need? Well, I don't appreciate your question, but, you know, Qatar didn't have the money. He had his head there. Well, Qatar didn't really have the money. Qatar didn't have the money, did they? Well, they did, mate. And you paid off all those bloody media sponsors and media outlets to lie about Qatar. Have you been to Qatar? They don't have the money. Qatar couldn't prove the money. Mate, they'll spend $1 million on a flipping haircut if they wanted to. They don't care about money in the Middle East. Are you crazy? They don't give a damn about money in the Middle East. Are you crazy? They spend money, splash money. They think they're going to lie about finances? My goodness me. Hope we get these players. Big up GK. Big up my friend. Hope you're doing well. What is Evans' injury? Serious or then he may walk because Timber didn't want to pay for a surgery and crutches. There you go. There you go, Shah. Absolutely agree with that. Absolutely. Didn't want to pay for the ambulance fee at the end of the day. Yeah. he had these like, there's two twigs. You know what I mean? If you look outside the stadium, there's a tree that has no more branches because he got two branches from the tree, and he goes, "Here you go, Heaven. Use these. These should balance you up a little bit. Here's a couple of branches. This should balance you up a little bit." And then he'd be like, "Oh my God." You know what I mean? Definitely. I wouldn't be surprised the way Man United are going at the moment. Something I noticed the difference Heaven bring to the back line, and to me, he's coaching from Arsenal. He plays the ball back to the keeper. If you don't find a pass, we look much more organized. I don't think it's just Arsenal because, you know what I mean? I think it is he's a talented player, as I said. I do believe that he's going to learn a lot from Ruben Amorim. I think Ruben Amorim has already learned him a lot. Because if you scroll back about a year, Man United played Arsenal in a pre-season game, and he was absolutely skinned, basically looked like an absolute donkey, right? But since then, he's come on leaps and bounds. And since he's played for Man United, I think Man United have a great coaching team. I think Man United have a great under-18s team. It's not just about, he played for Arsenal, he's better coach. That's not true. We have a very good youth team, the best youth team. You know what I mean? Under 21s, under 18s, you know what I mean? Man United have the best. So that is not the problem. The coaching is not the problem, at the end of the day. You know what I mean? In regards to that, it's the player is the problem. We're not badly coached in the youth system. We're very, very good. Have you seen Shea Lacey, Fletcher? Have you seen these players play, mate? Have you seen Kulungi? Have you seen these players? You know what I mean? Or Morehouse? Have you seen these players? Nothing to do with that, mate. Absolutely not. Sometimes you can't just throw the blame at one thing. You can't just throw the blame at Man United at the end of the day. We targeted Heaven because he was already a good player. Qatar had the strongest currency in the world. Anyone who believes Qatar does have the money is a moron. I agree, fan. I agree with that. Absolutely, I agree with that. Absolutely. Sal, please name 3 mistakes that Jim Ratcliffe has done since coming to Man United. Cutting people's jobs, purchasing the club, and I just say the purchasing the club when he could have let Qatar buy the club on a full sale. Of course, that is big for me. Absolutely. And hiring and sacking Ashwood. That's it. There you go. I can name you a lot more. Absolutely. But absolutely agree with Irfan on that one. Absolutely agree with it. At the end of the day, anyone who believes that Qatar didn't have the money is an absolute, just sinister. They just think about it. They're just thinking in a sinister way. They're thinking in a more of a sinister thing, not a footballing opinion. It is a sinister belief that they have, of course. And unfortunately, this is the nature of life sometimes, at the end of the day. When you're scrutinizing people, and you're slandering people nonstop, a certain group, and nonstop, and that group still continues to increase. That group still grows, despite the popular narrative, the commercial narrative being against them. Maybe that's the truth. Maybe we are the truth. You know what I mean? Still growing. Absolutely. But the notion and the lies that has been splurted in the media, and people think they just take everything for gospel. People are just like sheep, some people, they take everything for the gospel and think that, oh yeah, Jim doesn't have the money. Jim's right. Jim said it. Yeah, they don't have the money. Qatar doesn't have the money. Doesn't have the, and they believe it. They do not understand that everything in the business world, in music, in entertainment, in everything, in sport, you know what? If you got the money, you can do anything you like, guys. You can do anything you like. Trust me. You can get a #1 record if you like, if you had the money. Because everything is dealt on money, in particular media outlets. So if you went to Bloomberg, for example, or you went to Chris Tucker, or you went to someone like that and said, listen, right? And I'm not saying these guys do that, right? But this thing happens in the industry. And you said to them, look, I want you to leak this story about Qatar being not proving their finances and stuff like that. I want you to leak that story. Could you leak that story? And they'll leak that story. And then people will fall on it and they'll jump on it and, like sheep, unfortunately. And that is what happens in this business. They lie. Story, what's going on? Heaven looks like a proper talent, but we played very poor side. Young players will surprise you. Never be afraid to give them chances. For me, Collier are better than Ugarte and brings us more height. I like Ugarte. I think Ugarte was brilliant. Story. Why not play both of them? I think they're both brilliant, in my opinion. I would say this story. Kobe Mainoo. I think Kobe Mainoo, since he was playing this season, hasn't been great. I think that Kobe Mainoo needs to improve his game. He was absolutely phenomenal, an absolute sensation last season. But this season, for whatever reason, Kobe Mainoo hasn't played well. So I think Ugarte is fantastic. I think Ugarte played absolutely fantastic at the weekend, one of our man of the matches. And I think he's been brilliant. I think we need him. I think him and Collier would be brilliant, in my opinion. Sal, will you be live international break? We will need therapy streams during that period. The problem is, guys, is that I want to be live, but over here in the UAE, the England game kicks off at 11:45 p.m. It is a bit of a nightmare. I will try. What I'll say, Matata, I will try my best. I'll try my utmost to be live. The problem is that, you know what, the games are so bloody late over here. Like, otherwise, I'll do every game, even the Premier League games with other teams. The problem is that when it's 8 o'clock in England or 9 o'clock in Europe, it is literally midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning in the Middle East. And it does become difficult. As you know, I do the watch-alongs with Manchester United during the Europa League and stuff like that. You know, when it's 8 o'clock kickoff and I end up, ends up finishing, for me, the game finishes at, if it's 12 midnight, the game finishes at 2. 2:30. Absolutely. So that is difficult, but I'm going to try it. I do want to do the international games. Of course, when I started doing this live content, I was doing the Euros. Remember, guys who was here, Kenny was here. I believe Kenny was here, but guys who was here, were brilliant. It's so good to have you on board, of course, because we started this stream, guys. Got 166 people watching me at the moment, but we started doing streams and we started having like 8 people watching, 6 people watching and stuff like that, which is nothing, which is not a problem. I don't mind if I have one person watching, because at the end of the day, that one person is a proper support of the channel, and that is all that matters for me. But you know what, we were doing the watch-alongs late at night over here in the UAE, and doing the Euros. It was crazy, of course. So, do you think AI like Grok would change the news as the world YouTube channels did their best to change it from traditional news channels like Sky, Bombard? But at the moment, I don't think Grok is believable. You can tell what a Grok picture is compared to what a normal picture is, in my opinion. Grok and AI have changed the game. Of course, they have changed the game. There is very believable AI things out there that are very believable, of course. But what I would say is that you have to be awake to what the situation. There's going to be manipulation. There's going to be lies. And it's up to the strong. Only the strong survive in this world, my friend. Only the strong survive in this world. And that's what we have to say, of course. But in regards to Manchester United, of course, it is International Week this week. There is no Manchester United this week, guys, as depressing as it is. What shall I name the depressing watch-along between England and Albania, England and Latvia, of course, guys? Should I do watch-alongs for that? Guys, I'm going to ask you guys, should I do an England watch along at 11:45 p.m. on Friday night? Oh, geez. That's going to be a tough one. Absolutely. Definitely going to be a tough one, guys. And if everyone tunes into it, I would do a watch along with England and Latvia and Albania and etc. England are playing Latvia on Sunday, 8 o'clock. They are also playing on Monday at 11:45, I believe, as well. So I believe that, of course, guys. So you know what? I might do it. I am going to plan to do more watch-alongs, guys. Absolutely. When I get more members, when this channel blows up a little bit more, when we grow a little bit more together, I will do more watch-alongs and stuff like that. And speaking of growing up and blowing up, we are on 9,000 subscribers, guys. Thank you, everyone who's subscribed to the channel and continues to subscribe to the channel and continues to support the channel. I really, really appreciate that, guys. On the road to 10,000, but 10,000 is not where I want to stop. I want to get to 100,000 eventually, and we will, guys, get to 100,000 subscribers very, very soon, guys, because that ultimately I want. What's the point of doing this if you're not aiming for the top? I don't think we should be doing this if we're not aiming to get high. We want to fight the powers that be. We want to get to the top. You know what I mean? We want to be in the same company, you know what I mean, as the United Stands of this world and stuff like that. We want to be, of course, and you have to have aspirations and ambitions in life, definitely. Positive energy will always resonate and positive energy will always grow, you know what I mean, and be infectious, you know what I mean? That is what positive energy does. But what I would say, guys, is that, you know what, it is a little bit of a welcome break for Manchester United, of course. We may get some players back from injury. It doesn't look like Aidan Heaven's injury is as serious as it first feared. I'm hearing that it is just a dislocation. I'm hearing, but hopefully, fingers crossed, it gets confirmed because we really do need Aiden Heaven. We need as many players as we can get, definitely. It is a blessing to have Mason Mount back. I know that a lot of people don't rate Mason Mount. I personally feel that when we're better with a fit Mason Mount than without a fit Mason Mount, in my opinion. I think we need players. I think we need as many players as we can possibly have at the moment. And especially the fact that when the international break is over, we got the small matter of Nottingham Forest away and Manchester City at home. Of course, guys, we got those games to come. And we've also got Aston Villa, guys. So we got a lot of difficult games coming up. So we have to have as many players ready and available as possible, of course, guys, in my opinion. And the good news that Mason Mount is back and a couple of players are back is only going to bode well for us. It's only going to be good for us at the end of the day, in my opinion, guys. But what I would say, guys, is, you know what? There's lots of stuff we can talk about in regards to Manchester United and Jim Ratcliffe and the Ineos and the Glazers and stuff like that. And you know what? I could sit here all day and talk about, the wrongdoings of Ineos and the Jim Ratcliffe and stuff like that. And me, as someone who done a little bit of reading people, I'm quite good at reading people. And, I see Jim Ratcliffe as a chancer. I see him as a bit of a liar, and he's, I don't think he's being truthful. His body language says it all. He looks down. Look it up. People who look down all the time. Look it up. Look it up, guys. It shows lies. It shows lies. People who look down all the time. And look at Jim Ratcliffe every time he's conducting an interview. Look at him. Watch him. Watch him. Peep the game, people. Peep the game. Watch him. The way his body language is, the way he looks down. You can tell that guy is not truthful, guys, in my opinion. He's not all that truthful, guys, and you can't believe him. I cannot fathom how anyone could believe this guy. Anyone could absolutely put their bloody mortgages on it, which I saw on Twitter a few months ago. I put my mortgage on Jim Ratcliffe being the saviour of Man United. Wow. Wow. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I couldn't believe what I was reading at the end of the day, guys. And that happens. You know what I mean? There are people there that are going to be sinisterly, if that is a word, pro Jim Ratcliffe because of their sinister reasons, of course, guys. But it's up to us to be strong and up to us to call out the ball when we see it, guys. That is what it's all about at the end of the day, guys. Absolutely. But you know what? I will try and do some watch-alongs this week, of course. Let me see what fixtures are going on, guys. Let me see what fixtures are going on. World Cup qualifiers. So, guys, the World Cup qualifiers we have coming up. Okay, let's see the full match schedule. We have Australia against Indonesia, Japan against Bahrain, South Korea against Oman, Iran against United Arab Emirates. That's a derby, isn't it? Uzbekistan against Kyrgyzstan, Jordan against Palestine. Come on up the Palestine, free Palestine. Saudi Arabia against China, Iraq against Kuwait, Qatar against North Korea. Wow. Japan against Saudi Arabia again. Let me see international. Europe. Let's go for Europe, guys. I'm going for all these bloody all the teams around the world. I should just go for Europe. Let's see what Europe. It says Asia there, actually. I made a mistake. So Europe fixtures: England, Albania, late. Cyprus, San Marino. Andorra against Latvia. Romania against Bosnia, Poland against Lithuania, Malta against Finland. I think I'll be doing the England game, guys. I'm not doing that. I mean, I don't see any great games there, to be honest with you. Let me have a look. Let me read the standout games for this international. England against Latvia is on Monday. Let me have a look. Any games that stand out? There's nothing, guys. Israel, Norway. Come on, Norway. North Macedonia, Wales. Gibraltar against Czech Republic. Montenegro against Faroe. There's no good games, guys. Only England. I mean, I'm looking at that. Bloody hell. Wales against Kazakhstan. Poland against Malta. My goodness me. It's a terrible fixture list, guys. Honestly, it is very, very depressing, guys, at the end of the day. Big up SLD. What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, mate. Good morning, Sal, and everyone. Love your passion for Man United, and certainly got the better people. Aiden Heaven, like a great seller. Big up, my Michael. Hope you're doing well. Great signing with partnership with the Lit, frightening for forwards. Big up, Roy Michael. Thank you so much, my bro. Big up. SLD, Sal. Have you seen England selection? You boys, Henderson and Walker are back. I know. I mean, a part of me, SLD, thinks that, you know what, some of these selections are, it's almost like they're being told to pick certain players. I don't want to sound controversial here, but it's almost like these managers are being told to pick certain players. I mean, Gibbs White, for example. Gibbs White has been one of the highlights of this season for Nottingham Forest. Henderson, he's not even playing well for Ajax at the moment. He was shipped out from the Middle East. He went to Ajax. Henderson, come on, we got to move on. If England are going to move forward, they got to get rid of these type of players like the Hendersons of this world. England have got to start trying to look at the future. This is the thing. They hang on to players too much. They hang on. Rashford, why is Rashford back in the squad? Can someone tell me why is Rashford back in the squad? So someone explain to me how that is even likely. Can someone explain to me how even Tony's not in the squad? Why? Because even Tony played in Saudi Arabia. Then how comes Henderson kept getting in the squad even when he was playing in Saudi Arabia? You know what I mean? At the end of the day, even Tony, like at the end, I much prefer even Tony than Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford has not been good. Shaking and Walker, bring back Sir Gareth. Story. What I would say is that in regards to Southgate was not the guy, story. But I do think the other manager was better. The manager we just had, I think his selection was better. I think he looked to the future a little bit more, of course. You know, and I think England, I like Tuchel, but I'm looking at that selection. I firmly believe story, and I'm starting to believe this now. And someone told me this, who worked in the FA for 10 years, that certain players, right, are told that they have to be picked. Certain players. And I think Henderson is one of them. I think Rashford shouldn't be in the England squad. Definitely not. He hasn't done enough. 9 games, 0 goals as a striker. Come on, guys. Let's be realistic here. Let's be realistic. Let's not get over giddy with that. But what is it at the end of the day? You know what I mean? I look at that England squad right now. Let me bring up the England squad right now, of course. So let's bring it. Let's get in the international mood. So he's named the first England squad. Let's have a look at this. So players I kind of agree with. Okay, I don't mind Dean Henderson, Pickford, Ramsdale, James Trafford. England ain't got much choice in goalkeepers. I understand that. Dan Burn hasn't played badly this season. I don't mind that. Lee Colwell, I don't mind that. Gui, I don't mind. Reece James, just come back from Chelsea, but he's a decent player. Konza, decent player. Miles Lewis Skelly, a little bit early, but decent player. Kwanzaa and Livramento, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about them. Carl Walker, I think he's finished, in my opinion. I would have liked Tomori in the squad, someone like that, in my opinion, rather than Livramento or, you know what I mean, Kwanzaa. The midfielder, Jude Bellingham, of course. Eze hasn't played well this season. Henderson, an absolute flipping no. Curtis, I don't think so. Cole Palmer, Declan Rice, and Morgan Rogers, I don't mind. I think Morgan Rogers has a very good season. That is not the biggest problem. Jared Bowen, no. Foden, no, not really. Anthony Gordon, yes. Harry Kane, yes. Marcus Rashford, no. Dominic Solanke, no. He hasn't played well this season. So I want to know why Dominic Solanke and players like that get in the squad, you know, ahead of certain players. Why is Gibbs White and not in the England squad? Why not? What's going on there at the end of the day, guys? Triple N. Yeah, I would have kept Lee Carsley at this rate, Triple M, because Lee Carsley has actually, he's the only man. I'm not rating him as a manager like he's a great manager, but he's the only man, right, Triple M, that I've looked at the squad and thought, he's got something there. He's got something there. At least he's looking to the future. Do you know what I mean? And I see things there. But when I see players like Dean Henderson, we're going back in time, back in the past. It's a cowardly selection. This is why I didn't want Thomas Tuchel at Man United. This is precisely why I didn't want Thomas Tuchel at Man United. He's a coward. Picking Henderson, Picking Rashford is a cowardly move. It is. Gladiator. Hey, Sal, how are you? Big up yourself. Bruno has stopped Hollywood passes in recent weeks and shown clear improvement under Ruben. I agree. Gladiator, absolutely spot on. I'm glad you mentioned Ruben Amorim in that. Not many people are mentioning Ruben Amorim in regards to Bruno Fernandes improvement, because it is an improvement, guys. People are acting like Bruno Fernandes has been killing it for months and months and months. He has not. He's not. And there's been times he's been absolutely dreadful. A big thanks to Ruben Amorim for bringing the old Bruno back, in my opinion. Story, I cannot believe that an experienced man would have told me who to pick. No way. I've been told that. I've been told there's certain players that are like, Henderson. He's a good lad. Put him in the squad. He's a good lad. You think that doesn't happen? Mate, I've been in around entertainment in regards to what, things around regards to sport. I've been in football a very long time. It happens, guys. It happens. Trust me, it happens. And there's certain people. So Thomas Tuchel will say, you know what do you think of Henderson? Coming back, yeah, Henderson's a great lad. He's a great lad to have in the squad. A very good lad. He's a good personality to have. You need that experience. You need that. And he gets persuasive. Yeah. Which is why I didn't want Tuchel, of course. Curtis Jones is average. I don't think Liverpool fans rate him that high. I think he's average as well. There's many players, SLD, that should have been picked over these players. Absolutely, in my humblest of opinions. I think that the selection was not the most... it was one of the most underwhelming... how do you say it? Underwhelming team selections, squad selections I've seen in a long time for England. I thought we moved on from that, to be honest with you. I thought we moved on from that, at the end of the day. It was a very underwhelming squad selection. And I would say that fair play if he gets the results. If he gets the results, then, great. You know what I mean? It's great. That's brilliant. But do you actually think that Kwanzaa is any good? Do you think he's a good player? Do you think that Kyle Walker can still do it? I don't. I think England need to move on from Kyle Walker. And, of course, big up, Michael. How you doing, my friend? We love you bunch. Big up. I love you too, Michael. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Hope you're good, friend, my guy. Hope everything is good for you in beautiful Ghana, of course. And what I would say, guys, is that there's certain things that England do that they make a mistake. They do it all over and over again and keep making the same mistakes. But you know what? What I would also stress is that it is early days. Right, it is early days and it is a World Cup qualifier. So the most important thing is to qualify for the World Cup. England will beat Albania. England will beat Latvia. England, Albania, not no mugs. They've got Kvaratskhelia, of course, guys. But you know what? What I would say is that England should win at Wembley. England should beat Latvia as well. But what I would say is that getting through is the most important thing. Qualifiers are a tough one because qualifiers, England have always done well in qualifiers. I remember England winning 10 out of 10 with Fabio Capello, and they absolutely had one of the worst World Cups in their history. I do believe that England, need to move on from certain players. I mean, those certain players, when I look at it, England need to stop playing Pickford. I don't think he's a good enough goalkeeper for England. They need to stop picking him. I would start playing someone else. I look at the defenders. I look at Kyle Walker shouldn't be playing. Livramento, I don't think is that good. SA, I don't think should be playing. He hasn't had a good season. Henderson shouldn't be in the squad. Curtis Jones shouldn't be in the squad. Absolutely. Jared Bowen shouldn't be in the squad. Foden hasn't had a good season, so that is debatable. Definitely. I think Rashford shouldn't be in the squad, and Dominic Solanke hasn't scored a lot of goals for Tottenham. So why is he in the squad as well? But I'm not that concerned about it. I'm more concerned about the likes of Henderson. You know what I mean? Those type of players. I'm more concerned about, the likes of Kyle Walker and players like that who are old, you know what I mean? And got moved on for a reason. They got moved on from their teams for a reason, of course, guys. So I'm more concerned about that, in my opinion. I'm more concerned about, those old players who've been fouled a lot. Let's face it, they fouled a lot. And some of those players were exposed. But I hope that in regards to England, as an Englishman, I hope that tactically, Thomas Tuchel is better than Gareth Southgate. I believe that. He's won a Champions League. I don't think Gareth Southgate would win a Champions League with that Chelsea team. He won a Champions League and was tactically brilliant, in my opinion. Fabio Capello, that guy had a good pool of players to pick from, but he didn't like his style and vibes. When I look at that team for the World Cup SLD, I'm not sure. Gareth Barry was shit. James Milner was overrated. Matthew Upson was crap. David James was a crap goalkeeper. There's a lot of crap players there, isn't there? At the end of the day, you know, and when you look at that team, you know, for example, the England team that lost 4-1 to Germany under Capello. Okay, guys. So if I go to the England team that won 4-1 again, the man who had the best pool of players was Sven-Göran Eriksson. God rest his soul. This was Sven-Göran Eriksson. So Fabio Capello, England squad, 2010, right? So Fabio Capello, England squad, 2010. Let's have a look at this. So in Fabio Capello's England squad in 2010, right, we had Joe Hart, my goodness me, David James, Robert Green, oh my God, that's a terrible. Leighton Baines, Jamie Carragher, Ashley Cole, brilliant. Michael Dawson, Rio Ferdinand, brilliant. Glenn Johnson, Ledley King, brilliant. John Terry, brilliant. Matthew Upson and Stephen Warnock. Ouch. Couple of bad players there. In midfield, this is where it gets interesting. Gareth Barry, crap. Michael Carrick, brilliant. Joe Cole, average. Steven Gerrard, yeah. Tom Huddleston, nope. Adam Johnson, nope. Lampard, yeah. Aaron Lennon, nope. James Milner, nope. Scott Parker, nope. Theo Walcott, nope. Sean White-Phillips, nope. Darren Bent up front, Peter Crouch up front, Jermaine Defoe, Heskey, and Wayne Rooney. So when you look at the weakness in that squad, it was definitely the strikers. Darren Bent, Peter Crouch, Jermaine Defoe, Heskey. Only Wayne Rooney, you could say that is the standout player there. Still some great players in there, but going to the other end of 2010, mate. Yeah. And so at the end of the day, I don't think in one way that Capello suited England's style. I don't think his style of football suited England, to be honest with you. I remember watching England in the 2010 World Cup, and it was awful. I remember they joined 0-0 against Algeria. They beat, I think, Slovakia 1-0. And then they, I think they beat, I'm not sure who they beat. I think they lost the next round, didn't they, against Germany? I think, yeah. Terrible team. But guys, I want to thank everyone for joining me. I will keep your notifications on when I go live. You guys will know about it. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash a like on the video. You absolute legends. Don't forget, it is International Week. So, you know what? I may be doing some watch along. So keep an eye out for that. And when I'm free, guys, just have a look. And when you're free, have a look and see what I'm doing. I might be doing these watch-alongs and stuff like that for the international break, of course, guys. Just to have a little bit of therapy for you. Therapist Sal, of course. Have a great day, guys. Have a great morning, evening, night, wherever you are. I'm Sal Warner. This is Breaking Dawn. And guys, don't forget, keep your notifications on because I might be live later on. But I'll let you know, guys. Thank you, everyone. Don't forget to subscribe and like. Take it easy. See you soon, guys. Peace.